say that it feels right.
Hey guys, welcome back for another Clash Royale video. So in today's video we will be taking a look at some Icebow gameplay shared by mmal. Mmal is a Japanese Icebow user, which he used this deck to at one point got to 8k last season, and he shared some replays with me. And yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into the replays. I'm sure you guys know the deck already. It's Icebow. Rocket Cycle, you know? Yeah, Rocket Cycle. The first game against this Korean dude, he's playing Splashyard. Normally, Xbow has a matchup over Graveyard because I don't know. It's always been that. I don't know why. And whenever I use Xbow, I just automatically win against Graveyard. It's a good matchup. By the way, mmal is on the top of your screen. So he cycled a log, and the Korean dude just went in with a cage behind the tower, and then just mmal went in with an Xbow, but the Korean dude decides to defend with a Valkyrie and a bomber. The Tesla will serve as a defensive building that will kill the brawler as well. So yeah, a barrel is played to try to chip away at the Tesla, but yeah, Valkyrie still has to be played, or else brawler will get a hit. Man, brawler is like one punch man, you know. Sometimes it's just that one hit that loses you the game. And the NATO is pulled. It is played to pull the baby D. Fireball comes down for the Ice Wiz. A lot of Icebow players says the Ice Wiz is dead, and I really think that it is so, cause man, it really meant a lot for the Icebow players not being able to use Ice Wiz as consistently as before. But now, yeah, Tesla will do a very good job against both of the units. Valkyrie to tank for the baby dragon. Man, I can't speak. Lock for the bomber to prevent more damage. Okay, Valkyrie actually gets a spin and a late NATO by NS. I'm just calling it NS from now on. So once again, setting up a Tesla to kill the units that might try to go in. Now fireball onto the defensive Xbow. Xbow is gonna snipe the bomber as well as the Tesla. The brawler will be dead, and Valkyrie cycled by both players. mmal knows that the opponent doesn't have fireball right now, so he played in the Ice Wiz, and he went in with Xbow aggressively because the opponent cycled a lot of cards on the left lane, and the Valkyrie is played. Okay, the Valkyrie actually tanked for the opponent's Valkyrie, lock for the brawler, and then Xbow will lock on for a few hundred damage. Then Graveyard by the opponent, Skeletons and Ice Wiz as well as Valkyrie to defend. Tesla for the baby D, and mmal is on a small lead. Now Cage is played, baby D to once again snipe the Xbow. The bomber as well. mmal just goes in with Rocket NATO, which kills the baby D and the lock, and allowing the Xbow to lock on for a few more hundred damage. Ice Wiz and lock and Skeletons for the Graveyard Skeletons. And yeah, just like that, mmal is up 900 damage, and at this point he can just defend until triple if he wants to, and just rocket cycle the opponent out, and which is what he does. So defensive Xbow for the baby D. I mean, defensive Xbow for defense, of course. Then baby D to snipe. Tesla is really OP, man. There's nothing else to say about that. Ooh, the NATO Mal's NATO is actually level 12, so he actually activated King with the skeletons from the graveyard and just went with Rocket. Because if you have an activate King against graveyard, I don't know, man. It's basically GG. And now Tesla and NATO as well as Valkyrie to clean up everything before the opponent tries to go in with a graveyard. Even if the opponent does, it will be a waste. And then, yeah, the opponent's just giving Rocket value right now, and yeah, there's nothing more the opponent can do. He just gave up. So I'll just spit it up. Yeah, very nice game against graveyard. Okay, he does have matchup though, so that wasn't the most exciting match ever. And now that onto our second match. There's actually 2 replays on the Goblin Drill, so I don't know which one to choose, man. I think I will go with this. Okay, it's Goblin Drill, right? It's the very annoying Goblin Drill deck with Wall Breakers. And the opponent cycles with Fire Spirit, and Mao knows what the opponent's playing. The opponent splits Wall Breakers. Unfortunately, Mao doesn't have Tornado in hand, or else Tornado for the Wall Breakers would be just fine. I think Xbow has a slight matchup advantage over the Goblin Drill, but not when they just use their Tesla. Fireball is raining down onto the Tesla, and the NATO is played. Unfortunately, he still has to go in with a log, and his tower still suffered a lot of damage, bringing down the tower to 2,250, and a very big lead for the opponent. Fire Spirit cycle still has to respond to this. He plays a Tesla. And yeah, Mao just spamming the Goblin Drill emote. It's actually very funny, the face of the emote, of the Goblin. And yeah, the opponent just cycling a bomber casually. Because the opponent's up Elixir, and that's a weird drill, I'd say. Right in front of right in the range of Tesla, so yeah, that wasn't the best, I think. Now the opponent responds with a Valkyrie for Mao's Valkyrie, and Fire Spirits and Tesla for the Icebow, but predicted by Mao. And now the opponent doesn't have much elixir to deal with Mao's Icebow. Yeah, Mao's Icebow will get a lot of damage unless the opponent plays a Fireball or something, which the opponent does, but there's a surviving Valkyrie, which the opponent still has to spend elixir for it. And she still got a spin somehow. And the Tesla is set up, prepared for a bomber as well as the Wall Breaker. And a prediction Tesla by the opponent, a defensive Expo by Mao. And the opponent here just decides to go in with Fireball to try to chip away at the tower, and then goes in with Goblin Drill, which will be caught by the Valkyrie. And yeah, another defensive a prediction Tesla again by the opponent, but Mao plays a defensive Tesla his own. And now he pulls the Valkyrie out of range of the Expo, and yeah, that's basically GG. The Tesla was too slow, and yeah, there's no time for the opponent left. Yep. So what a nice comeback by Mao. Okay, on to our third game against Amine. Amine will be playing Pekka Bridge Spam, which is also another good matchup for Expo. But you still have to play it correctly. And normally for Expo players, they just stall out the game until triple elixir and just start rocketing onto Pekka players' tower, because that's very easy for the Expo players to do. And they always set up a Tesla to defend against pushes. The opponent here cycle a Zap, And skeletons is played so that the Tesla could pop up and kill the Royal Ghost. Lock is cycled by mmal. Icebow is opposite lane because he doesn't want the opponent to fireball onto a weak side tower. Granted, there's only a zap damage on there, and wow, mmal just goes in with a rocket fearlessly. And yeah, the opponent will just ignore the Icebow and then go in with a Pekka battle ram push. No, it's just battle ram. All right. And now a Pekka in the middle by the opponent, saying that the Tesla is gone now. So a Valkyrie for the Ghost and then Skeletons for the Pekka. So the opponent zapped the Skeletons, and ooh, that's a nice nado by mmal. But unfortunately though, Pekka will still get a shot, I believe. Yeah, and the battle ram is coming down from the lane, and then the Tesla is forced. And had mmal played a Valkyrie there, the opponent will just play a Magic Archer and basically take down the tower, or else bringing it close to 1000. That would be bad. And a defensive xbow is set up by mmal. The opponent here is going very aggressive with Pekka, and then goes for the Royal Ghost. Goes for the xbow. And Valkyrie is played so that the Ghost actually goes for the Valkyrie and knock the xbow, which also pulled the attention of the Magic Archer, and then a Tesla setup, and then mmal plays an xbow. Defensive xbow is just very OP if you don't kill it immediately. And the opponent here decides to Royal Ghost and zap on the xbow. So yeah, the opponent still has the damage lead, and mmal just goes in with an xbow once again. Plays an E-Wiz is the opponent, an Ice-Wiz for the Pekka to stall out some time, and Fireball comes down for everything. And a nado to pull the E-Wiz into the Tesla's range. Skeletons for the Bandit. And Tesla is also one of the OP cards. Xbow once again by mmal. Ice-Wiz to pull the Ghost so that Tesla could target onto it. And a Valkyrie to tank a bit for the E-Wiz damage. Fireball is forced. The opponent still has to deal with the Bandit, and yeah, once again Tesla is set up. So yeah, Roy goes for the Tesla. That's a good play, I guess, because Tesla really has a lot of DPS into a lot of troops. Now a Laoo doesn't want to play Valkyrie into Magic Archer, so yeah, he played in Laoo and then Tesla. Fireball onto the E-Wiz as well as xbow, and then mmal just starts to rocket cycle because it's triple elixir already. So that's basically what I said earlier, and that's just what xbow players need. They just have to stall out to triple elixir and not be in a really bad position, and they can still win the game. And the bandit locked onto the tower. That doesn't matter because mmal has a tornado. Magic actually got a shot, but that is nothing compared to the rocket. And then rocket and lock cycle. Fireball is played by the opponent, but there's no time left. Mmal just has to defend for another 8 seconds, and he can just safely play a rocket onto the opponent's tower, and that's how. That's why xbow is a counter to Pekka Rich Spam. It's just so easy to play. You just have to defend for like 4 minutes in the beginning, and then just rocket cycle at the final minute, and you can win. Yeah. Okay, on to our last game against KK. I don't know why, but KK actually appeared a lot in my video. Yeah, I don't have no idea. KK is playing this quick cycle RG deck, which I shared a couple days ago with Furkan Arabache. If you haven't watched that, I'll link the video in the description. The first link you'll see is the video, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. So KK does have a pretty quick cycle compared to mmal's Icebow Dead, which means he always have RG for the Icebow if mmal decides to go in with an offensive Icebow, which I don't think it will be a good play. So I think mmal will just defend for the whole game and then just rocket cycle at the end. So KK is cycling Fisherman at the back, and then Tesla is set up. So against any RG deck, you just have to set up Tesla, and yeah, that's basically what you need to do, and just cycle as much Tesla as you need, because Tesla is really good against RG. Yeah, both players are just chilling at this point. Yeah, KK cycle it goes, and then mmal mirrored it with a Valkyrie. Tesla is played by KK. Try to DPS down the Valkyrie before she crosses the bridge. Then yeah, mmal just goes in with a defensive expo. Notice that he doesn't go in. Okay, I don't know why KK didn't go for the left side tower though. Yeah, fireball could have hit the tower. Okay, that was a weird play, but yeah, alright. It's just a minor mistake. But he's KK. Who am I to question? So KK will just play Royale at the back right now, because mmal doesn't have X1 cycle, and Royale at the back is to try to cycle to another RG if needed. Valkyrie for the ghost as well as the RG, and the Fisherman actually pulled the Valkyrie, so but the Icebow and Valkyrie already did a lot of damage onto the RG, and the rest will be dealt with a Tesla. Icebow once again, and a Tesla set up by mmal. Man, Tesla against RG is just so I don't know what to say. It's just so good, and mmal just goes in with a Expo immediately because he knows KK doesn't have a lot of elixir. NATO to pull the RG out of the range of Expo, so that the Expo could connect for another few shots. Skeletons is played, Valkyrie is played, Icebow is slowing down the RG. The RG only got 2 shots, so mmal is still in the lead right now in terms of damage and elixir. Tesla is set up once again. Log is cycled. RG probably. Yep, RG on the opposite lane, because he doesn't want mmal to rocket cycle yet. Okay, Skeletons is played, and then KK tried to play Skeletons so that Tesla pop up and a fireball could hit both of the buildings, but he failed. And now the Skeletons are going to distract the Fisherman, so the Valkyrie and the Icebow can do a lot of damage to the RG. So yeah, that's just a very good rocket if mmal wants to play it, but he decides not to. He plays a Valkyrie, which I think is a better choice because you can cycle a lock onto KK's tower, meanwhile defending. And now okay, he's gonna let Fisherman and the Royal Ghost connect onto the tower for some reason, and here mmal just decides to go in with Expo. And a log for KK's RG. KK's RG actually got a lot of damage, but KK is on very low elixir right now. A NATO for the Fisherman, and yeah, Expo locks onto the tower, and that's rocket range. Okay, very close game at towards the end when KK's RG actually locked onto the tower. So yeah, at the end he tilted. mmal actually tilted a bit, and he wasn't able to finish in top 200, I believe. Wait, let me check. Yeah, he finished in 954 place. He was at 8k at one point. I will probably show the picture on your screen right now. But anyway, I would like to thank mmal for sharing these awesome replays. And yeah, don't forget to follow him. He does have a Twitter. So yeah, that's about it. I will see you in the next one. See ya.